Greetings, family. Empress D. Family, we've got another episode of Night Walk Talk. Family, Night Walk Talk. All right? Sorry, I got to put my glove back on. Family, let's talk about it. I hope everybody's well. I hope everybody's getting out in nature. I hope people are doing their own episode or version of Night Walk Talk. I'm trying to figure out what the best lighting. Okay, there we go. You can see my face the best this way. Family, again, I hope everyone's well, sending love and kindness and healing energy to everybody, okay? Yes, so I wanted to thank everybody. I always thank everybody, but I wanted to take another opportunity to thank people for taking in my Candace Owens video, family. It got a whole bunch of views. I don't usually get a lot of views. And so I'm grateful for those of you who took that in and for those of you who subscribed to the channel as a result. Thank you for that, family. So I wanted to address one of the comments that I got on that video. And I had mentioned on that video how it's my intuition and my feeling that melanated women are going to play a vital role in rebuilding our societies, or exposing our current societies, or rebuilding our new societies, family. I don't know why, but that's just what I intuit. Right, family? And I had mentioned that on that video, and I also said that the current structure of hierarchy of those that have most influence in society currently is Caucasian man, Caucasian woman, melanated man, melanated woman. Caucasian man at the top, melanated woman at the bottom. And I think and feel and know, and from my perspective, we are heading for the inversion of that, where melanated women will have an important role and influence over the planet. And that's just my perspective. And I had mentioned that in that video. And somebody commented, why does it always have to be about race? Right? And so I wanted to address that. And I'm so grateful to that person for that comment, because it gives an opportunity to kind of talk about this a little bit. So, family, I always speak about how the difficult things in our lives that we have to face are often painful to look at, and our natural reaction is to resist looking at it, family. And that's just a human natural reaction, and I get it. And that's what most of us do when we're faced with uncomfortable thoughts, uncomfortable realizations, right, family? Uncomfortable acknowledging uncomfortable things. And the majority of humans run from that and do everything within their power to avoid facing uncomfortable truths. And so I use that, and I bring that up because I think that that's where that comment comes from. It comes from a space where someone is triggered about the realities of our societies and how they've been constructed, right? And I don't think that I'm speaking out of turn, and I would love for somebody to provide me with their perspective of what they know the reality to be. As of course, I would love to hear your perspective, family. But from my perspective, it's pretty plain and obvious that those within the melanated community have had a rough go. In all societies, it's like everywhere on the planet is programmed to view the melanated man and woman and child at the bottom of the social hierarchy. And I hate to say it, this mindset dwells within areas of the planet that are populated mostly by melanated people. And that's just the reality. And I think that I qualify to speak about this because I've lived that experience for all of my years on the planet and in this lifetime. So I can give anecdotal evidence and that is congruent with the fact that the melanated being has had a harder, more challenging time on this planet. And we cannot ignore that. That's an uncomfortable truth, family. And this is, again, this is something that we as humans struggle with, is that as acknowledging and reflecting on uncomfortable truths. We often have a difficulty doing it personally within ourselves, let alone with familial or family or group or societal dynamics, right? We don't we don't easily, as humans, examine difficult truths, right? And so I feel like I've been very long-winded essentially to say this. I think it is an uncomfortable truth that the melanated human has had a difficult time on this planet. And I don't think that I'm speaking out of turn in making that observation. The other thing is that it's triggering to those that perhaps may be associated with a group that benefited from the fact that the melanated human has been at the bottom of this hierarchy, right? And so, listen, family, I'm speaking from a melanated person's perspective. And I don't know that I speak for all of us, but I know that I speak for many of us. There's no hate, there's no love lost, there's no nothing against those people of another hue, at least not from this melanated woman. I actually love all people that put love first. It doesn't matter what hue what complexion you have, right? Because there's plenty of people that are melanated that are quite nefarious, and then there's plenty of people that are less melanated that are of the Caucasian persuasion, that are absolutely amazingly, beautifully loving, kind, grateful, and generous beings, right? I've met the whole gamut, family. So hue is clearly our color, a person's color. I think we are all should be of the mindset that that really doesn't, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. It doesn't matter in terms of evaluating the soul, right? Because we can have benevolent souls in all hues, as well as we can have malevolent souls in all hues, right, family? And so the whole purpose of this message is to encourage us to not avoid examining uncomfortable truths, right? It's part of what we need to do to grow and evolve, right, family? And so to that person, thank you so much for that comment. But I respectfully disagree with you in that it is about color. You know, it often is. And especially from my lived experience, it is unfortunately the case. And I do recognize that some that haven't lived this experience may not be able to identify with it, right? And even fathom it to be a thing, right, family? Anyway, that's my long-winded message today, family. I wanted to step out and give a night walk talk. And I just wanted to share that it's okay to feel that discomfort of an uncomfortable truth, and that discomfort is necessary in order to evoke some type of change, right? There's really no change without that discomfort. Okay, family? Thank you for taking the time to listen to this message. I really love and I value each and every one of you. One love.